What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome to the first episode of Late Nights Podcast. Dean Nash as one of your hosts, and
It's your boy Anarchy.
Anarchy's with us. This podcast is pretty much just late nights, as like I said, just us two bullshitting after night of gaming, long night of work. Just here to kind of shoot the shit and kind of talk about what we've dealt with at work for the last couple days or what games we've recently played and stuff like that. So we were just talking about Anarchy's. Is that a what is that bamboo plant behind you?
Yep, that's bamboo.
Yeah, we just talked about some bamboo.
Bamboo plant. I would like to get a cherry blossom bonsai tree and set it right there on that tire table. I think it would be fucking nuts if I could, but it's way too expensive. Getting an established bonsai cherry blossom is upwards of like $300, like an authentic one that's not fake. And if you did it from seed, it would take forever. And the ones that I found, they come with all of the little tools and stuff like that. I don't know if you've ever seen like in the movies and shit like that. They
I
clip them and everything.
have a very vivid memory of watching Karate Kid, like the original Karate Kid,
Yeah.
and it was Mr. Miyagi just slowly cutting bonsai
Hmm.
trees
Yep.
with like the smallest set of scissors. You'd think he'd use normal scissors to cut a small tree, but he uses a small scissors to cut a small tree.
Yeah.
But they're
Set
sick.
a said package of actual bonsai tree comes with said scissors, which is crazy. But that's how you know it's, in my opinion, authentic, because they're sending you an entire kit of like how to take care of the damn tree. My thing is like, say that I spend 300 and some odd dollars, even more than that, and I get the package and UPS completely destroyed the tree.
Ooh,
Then what? Then what? I
don't go
can't
through
justify.
UPS.
I
Don't go
can't.
through
I
UPS.
can't. Yeah, I can't justify it. I really can't. I cannot. I would have to, and nowhere in Iowa is going to have that. I'm surprised I found this in Iowa.
Yeah, I've never seen one of those at any hardware store.
This is a legit bamboo plant. Like,
Where'd you
this
find
is
it?
Lowe's, dude. This is a legit bamboo plant. Look at that.
I think the most I don't. I found it weird how they're spiraled. Like, I found it weird how they're growing.
They all they so they had three different types, and they were all in different shapes and directions and stuff like that.
Right.
I guess if so around this thing, I guess I can bring it back up. There is a, so I'm gonna rotate it. You see that thing in the middle?
Yeah.
So there's that, and then there's little ties around all of the tops of these, and that's what kind of keeps it in its shape.
Will it fully grow in a spiral like that then by the time it gets to a certain point?
So with this thing, it's set in this rock, and if it gets too big, I have to take it out and repot it. So it's kind of like my pineapples. You remember when I
Mm,
started my pineapples?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I gotta repot it once it gets to a certain point. But yeah, it's just literally sitting in rocks and water. That thing is completely full of water.
That's just weird to me how it's just rocks.
I I don't know, man.
Because like, whenever you think of like bamboo, when I think of bamboo, I think of pandas. When I think of pandas, I think of like just grassy, like bamboo filled areas. I don't see like I don't put bamboo, pandas, rock together. I always put like green grass, soil, like what like your common like plant growth, like what it eats off of.
Hmm.
Shoot, what should we get into here? What have you been up to recently? I guess. I mean, you got a job starting up next week. Don't really have to get into it too much, but congratulations off of that, bat. Pretty
Yeah,
stepping stone.
that'll be nice. A job that I think that you know that I'm gonna excel at.
100%.
Full-time sales. I don't think this company's ready for me. I'm gonna smash everything, and
Yeah,
they're not ready. They're not ready for the workload that I'm gonna bring in. Because I mean, before I even started, I'm bringing a job to the table,
that's the way to
and
do it with sales.
not only that, a commercial job. So yeah, I don't think these boys are ready for me.
I think it'll be a good change of pace compared to being like working in the field every day and then going from like doing the work to like selling everything. With you knowing how to do both, I think you're like you said, you're gonna sell really well with what's going on there. So
It's kind of an easy talking point, honestly, when you talk to a homeowner and stuff like that. I mean, kind of a little bit of knowledge on my end is like the first thing that I'm going to say when I go into a pitch with a homeowner is going to be straight and direct. I did install wise for 10 years. I got injured at work. I can't do the hands-on stuff anymore. So now I'm doing the sales, and it's almost as if I was going to do the work for you. Here's how I would go about taking care of your project. And
yep,
I mean, homeowners, so that's different than a a suit and tie showing up at your house and they have no idea what they're talking about really.
right,
But now you have the person that's installed this stuff for 10 years and done this and been through everything and seen the faults and all the other stuff. I've actually done it. I've installed it. If you have some type of service work, I can hop on your roof and do it right now.
yep.
That's the difference. And
I think
it's not very often that a person that's done hands-on work lands into sales.
yeah, I think a lot of salespeople. I mean, you being in it for 10 years, I myself have been in construction seven 7 years now, and it seems like a lot of companies you go to, it's like salesmen are trained to sell, and not a lot of salesmen you see have been 10 year in the field, and there's a lot of confusion. So seeing like you going from 10 year field work, stepping straight into a sales position, which you've done sales before, and you've
Yeah.
obviously done really good at sales. So I think,
You got 6 months of the Kyle training.
yeah, exactly, and I think it'll be nice seeing a new side of seeing that correlation. Like you have a lot of guys that come in from being some years in the field and then get them into sales, project managing, whatever, and writing, and then I think they succeed really well, and I think you're going to succeed pretty damn well too,
What
especially going to
okay.
commercial.
What what did you gain off of seeing me in those 6 months? Like when we would go to jobs and stuff like that.
I
What
think the
did you
biggest,
personally gain?
I think it is knowing what you're doing and like going from knowing what you're doing to being confident telling someone that you know what you're doing, if that makes sense. So like an ice cream, an ice cream man can scoop ice cream all day, but to start his own truck, he has to be confident that he can scoop his own ice cream. Might sound dumb, but it's true. Like I know for a fact that I can fix in a roof patch or a roof leak. I'm confident in myself that I can do that every single day. But me having the confidence of doing the work, I also have to have the confidence of selling the work, which I think working with you for 6 months and kind of seeing how confident you were in your word in the work that you showed, I took that a lot. I mean, now I am where I am, where I can run my own business and sell my own jobs and do the work and still show the homeowner a quality job, and they feel confident in the words that I'm telling them that like this is how it's done here. This is how why I'm doing it this way. And every homeowner that I've worked with, it's been great experiences, and they're super happy with the turnout of the job. So I mean, confidence I think is the biggest thing I took from you in the 6 months that I worked. So along your side.
I know you viewed me as kind of an asshole at the beginning.
That's why he
What
wears
was
glasses inside.
yeah, prescription. These are prescription. I'm sensitive to light. What job was it that you really realized like shit, this guy actually knows what the hell he's talking about. He's not just being an asshole to me.
What job?
I think I know what it is, but
I want to say that there's a couple of jobs where I kind of stood back and like, damn, this guy actually this guy can do it. I know one job, it was actually, I was on my own at this point, but it was still like, okay, well, I know
I
I
know you
couldn't have
called
figured
me
it
a few
out.
times for shit
Right,
like that, and we did FaceTimes and stuff,
right.
and you still do that to this day, which I appreciate because you know me, I love giving knowledge.
Yep.
Knowledge is power, and iron sharpens iron. It really does.
I think the one job that stands out to me till right now, and I know you like talking about it, is I know I was on my own. We both got sent to this job, but watching you sit there and kind of, I don't want to say you were in your own corner, but you were in your own bubble for an hour, a good hour or so, bending that window wrap. You know, it's 8 bends, and if I know if I would have saw that job, and I'm like, okay, I can't do that. At the point that I was sitting at how long I've been bending compared to you, I knew I couldn't do it. So when I saw you figure it out in like hour and a half and like assess the situation and make sure everything was like perfect on how it looked, that was pretty impressive to me. I mean that at that point
You
I'm kind of like,
talking
okay,
you talking the crown molding one?
yeah, yeah, the crown molding like the 8, 9 bends of
Yeah,
metal,
I that was over 10, but yeah,
yeah,
I had to show the subcontractor how to do the bend, and then he went from there.
yeah. It's when I saw that work being done, I'm like, okay. This guy doesn't show this side of him at every job. So seeing you kind of do that kind of threw me for like a, all right,
I was fucking pissed because it was you and Seth, and I was sitting there like locked in, and I had the side pieces bent up, and you guys were installing those, and then
mm-hmm.
the top piece was kind of kicking my ass. And once I got that, I sat there and I looked at it, and I was like, no way, this actually works. And I fucking put it up there. Yeah, that's one that I'm gonna. I mean, you've seen the picture of the front of the trailer that I did too, right?
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty sick too.
I had to, so I told my dad and Aaron to grab me I think it was like 2x4 or 2x6 beveled boards.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of those two knew what beveled boards were. So they were standing at Menards asking the guy at the registered, well, he doesn't know what beveled boards are either. And I'm like, are we fucking kidding? I was like, just grab 2x4s or whatever it was. And I took them and I cut I think it was like a 60-degree into them. I think that's what beveled is, 60 degrees. And I just, yeah, I cut them down and then bent my metal around it. And that, I, that, in my opinion, is the one job where I showed Heartland immediately, like, oh shit, this guy knows exactly what he's doing.
You
Because I
figure it
mean,
out.
even Kellen was like, you know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, holy shit.
Well, speaking on in case you guys aren't kind of catching on, me and Kyle are both the exterior work. We both do roofing, siding, pretty much on the anything on the outside of your house. We
Except for
touch
your
it,
deck. Don't
except
call
for
me
your
for your
deck.
deck.
Yeah, don't call Kyle for a deck job. Pretty much anything on the outside of your house, me and him do it 9 to 5 every day. If I'm not doing it, I guess backstory, I do work a full time job still, and I still run my own business on the side. Whenever I can get work, I do work for myself. But pretty much as I can, I enjoy doing the work, so I keep doing it myself. Kind of sticking on this segment before we move on, I'm looking at my paperwork here, and there is a roofing blue collar topic page that ChatGPT wrote up for me. There's a couple things in here that are kind of funny and some real. We'll just get into this real quick. Kind of keep along the same topics. I already know your answer to this. Worst customer story. Worst customer story. It just says everybody loves these. What is your worst customer story, Kyle? Don't have to be
You
super.
don't you don't know the answer to this.
I don't.
No.
Maybe I'll steal yours then, because I was a part of that for a minute.
You were a part of that one. The worst customer story is when I was at a previous gutter company and I helped out another branch that said owner uh, pretty much was a owner of. Uh, I was out in Omaha and a guy about the size of you, Nash. He
I am 5'8", 150.
this guy has done that I'm talking about's done MMA and boxing and all kinds of stuff like that. So he's pretty stout dude, pretty much your size. I'm bending metal and he comes to the back of the van. He goes, "Hey, you need to go back there and talk to the homeowner." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "They just called me an artard." I was like, "What?" Yeah, they're pretty pissed off. Like, wait
Wait
a
a
minute. What are you
minute. Hold
what
up.
like are you messing with me? He's like, "No, they're pretty pissed off." So I walk to the back and I'm talking to this wife and she's pissed. They had a 40-foot plus gutter. There's a deck in the middle and they only wanted one downspout and one downspout only, and they wanted it in one spot. The house had settled in a certain position, so one side was really high, the other side was really low, and um, yeah, they got pissed off, and I was sitting there talking to him, and the owner of said branch ended up coming out, and so did the production manager.
Shit.
Yeah, and even with those, the husband ended up coming to the house. I'm gonna call my husband. I'm gonna call my husband. I was like, okay, you call your husband. They were putting levels up to the gutters and everything like that. It got to a point where I was working on a section and they were yelling at me, and I turned around on the setup and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take everything down. And the gutter that I just put up, I started taking down the gutter. And whoa, 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 whoa. We still need gutters. There's gonna be rain in a couple days. And we're like, well, are you gonna let me work or what?
Hmm.
And by the end of it, they ended up giving me a 5-star review. But yeah, it got. I'm not gonna, since we're recording, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave out a few things. But yeah, the husband and the wife were pretty pissed off at me, and they were cussing me out and everything like that to begin with. I had one at Wick too that you know about, where
Yeah.
I dropped the lift down and I got kicked off the property on that one. That one was.
Went a little too far on that one.
Yeah, he was hitting that farm boy was hitting some notes, but he didn't want to tell me to my face. He let me leave first.
He was poking the bear just a little bit.
I mean, I get it. Construction gets hard sometimes. And from the homeowner standpoint, like you want something done a certain way, and then maybe you have your friend or what have you in your ear and poking and everything like that. And be like, I would do this way, and I would do that way.
Hmm.
Kind of like, I'm not saying like how, I don't know how the thing went with Tyler and everything like that on that, but it would be like, say that me and Stu were doing the renovation for Tyler and Tyler was
Right.
pissed off about something. You know what I mean? He would come in there hot if he didn't like something.
Yep.
So, I mean, but when you take it to an extreme, like what we're talking about, where you're like calling somebody out of their name and stuff like that, I mean, a man can only take so much before you're
Right.
just like, you know what? I gotta leave.
Yeah, is that you can
I
only
got
poke
I
the
gotta
bear
get out of
too
here.
much. You can only poke the bear too much before it goes too far.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
I think
That's mine.
I'll bring up a short, little fun story. Kyle was there with us. It was Kyle's job, and I was riding with him. It was kind of part of the training time I was with him. We went out to a small town, northern Iowa, and
Justin and Seth both got the same treatment
yeah,
too.
and we met with this gal, and
Northern Iowa.
she was a sweet lady. Nothing
She was
wrong.
mowing the lawn when we showed up.
She's a very sweet lady, and I think what it really wasn't a customer issue. It was more of a
Leaf
it
guard had
was it
Suket
was
had been out there like 4 times.
yeah, it was. We went out there for a, was it like a vent issue? There was some holes or something. Long story
Roof
short,
roof leak in the steel
yeah,
roofing.
yeah, and so we asked her to look in her attic, as every salesman should. If you're selling a roof, get the damn attic. Cannot stress that enough. But we asked her to get in the roof in the attic, and we realized that her attic was padlocked. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. It was padlocked 3 times, so we were kind of confused by a little bit. And we kind of looked around a little bit while she was unlocking it, and we noticed that there was cameras inside of the garage, kind of in the same direction as that access to the attic was. And we climb up in the attic. It's your typical ranch style attic as well. Gable vents on both sides, pretty much wide open. It's a hip roof, so you had to kind of crawl through it. But we're kind of up there looking at the attic, and there's no damage. We don't really see any leakage. We don't really see anything like that.
No baffles. I
No
I mean,
baffles. Yeah, I mean, there was a couple things that had some issues with it, but we didn't really see any. It was not the worst attic we have been in before.
no.
And
The worst one I would say would be the one where it was like literally this much space and I fucking had to crawl through that bitch.
yeah, out in West
That was
Orange.
bad. Yeah, that was fucking terrible.
Other than that, we did our inspection. We got on the roof. We did everything, and we kind of came back with some answers. And then the attic got brought up, and she nicely asked us if she saw any entry points. And
Gable
I,
vents.
yeah, and I've done insulation for 5 6 years now, so Kyle kind of let
This
me
was the
lead.
this was the first time that I actually like, talked to a homeowner, which is kind of messed up because
Yeah,
we were talking about the insulation and she had the gable vents and there was also daylight on both gables.
yep. There was definitely points of entry for bugs, whatever. But Kyle kind of let me lead the insulation side of things, kind of explaining to her that we can do a full vac out, we can air seal everything, put new baffles, block off whatever entries, pretty much make the attic a comfort area like it should be, working correctly for the home. And we finished our whole spiel with her, let her kind of sat and think about it. Then she asked if it would keep the critters away, and I reassured her, said, yeah, yeah. Once everything's air sealed properly, we get all the gaps filled up. What like once everything's done, it'll keep all like your bats, birds, anything that's up there that's making noise, this and that. Then she proceeds to tell us that she hears people up there, and we were confused. But then she repeated
No,
herself.
you're wrong because she said you said critters and she goes critters no the people.
Yes. So at that point, me and Kyle kind of looked at each other and said, "This is not a sale we should be making because this lady thinks that there's people in her attic." And we've heard from other contractors that they've also dealt with this homeowner as well. And I don't think anybody that I've known has sold anything to her yet. But she's a super nice lady, like I said. But I wouldn't say it was a worse customer situation. I just think she had some things going on, and I'd say it's one of the odder stories that we came across.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had the contract ready for the siding, not the insulation, stuff
Right.
like that, and I had to back out of it because I was like, I'm not taking your money. I don't. Obviously, there's something going on.
Yeah.
I backed out.
I think it was me and
So,
Kyle had a very good conversation on the way back to the shop after that one, and I think we both pretty much agreed on that we probably should just fully step away from
oh
that
yeah,
situation.
I had to sit down with her. It was honestly kind of like obviously as like a business standpoint, you want to take leads when you get them, but that's one of those ones where you have to kind of tuck your tail and not be a dirtbag and walk away from things. And
100%.
I I'm I'm not in the business of screwing people over, whether
Mm-hmm.
it be on my own or, working for a company or anything like that. I'm not in the business of taking people's money. And it sucked because she was actually crying when we were canceling the contract and stuff like that, because the contract was for doing just the siding. And I'm hoping that her family was talking to her and told her not to do it too.
Yeah.
And I hope that woman's doing well. But yeah, that was one of the more odd jobs that I've ever been on. The only other odd job that I've ever really been on is the guy that had fucking a full zoo in his house. That was
Hell yeah, dude. I remember that story. Yep.
he had a full zoo in his house. He's like, I had my roof replaced 2 years ago. Like, okay. He's like, I'm having leaking over here and over here. He had a vaulted ceiling, and he's got humidifiers, he's got heat lamps, he's got everything going. And I hop in, like, I mean, he's got reptiles and all kinds of stuff all over the damn house. I mean, the tortoises were probably about, I don't know, 2 foot.
The fact that you said tortoises. Meanwhile, we're in Iowa. We're smack dab in the middle of the United States, and this guy has tortoises just
Two of them.
roaming his home.
And I hop in the attic and it's just black mold. I'm like,
Oh,
you gotta get out of here. Well, these animals are my livelihood. And I'm like, well,
I get that.
here's what I'm offering you, but I mean, you can't, like, you're not going to have a home, and then the animals aren't going to have a home, and you're going to end up, you know what I mean, having to give them away anyways. So
Yep.
can't be running humidifiers and heat lamps and everything like that. I mean, that stuff is, and not only that, that's something that people don't think about too. And I mean, I have a humidifier here, but I don't even want to run it.
Yeah, adding moisture to your home's never good. I'm in a rental home, obviously. I mean, you guys wouldn't know that till now, but I'm in a rental home, and I grew up in this house. I mean, it's my grandma's house. I rent from my aunt now, but uh, before I moved in here, my aunt came in here for one of the final inspections from the previous tenant. She found a spa, like an inflatable spa, in the basement that I'm currently in right now. And when I came in to do the renovations with my dad to this whole place, there was mold. Like there's a lot of mold in like the rafters and the ceiling and everything. So we had to do full. We had to do mold removal pretty much, and then we had to spray the whole basement, repaint the whole basement pretty much with like.
Do you kills it?
Yeah, we killed some areas that was really bad, and then we ended up respraying most of the walls in here to kill off the rest of it, so like that too after we kills it. But yeah, I mean, people don't really homeowners that don't know very much about how homes work uh, don't pay attention to that type of stuff. I mean, it's just
No, I mean,
not everyone's like when I bought my first house, I didn't know anything at all about any of that stuff until I found out about it while I was living there. And then my dad's like, okay, well, there's this issue. You have to worry about this too. Like a house is kind of like a stack of pancakes. There's a lot of different layers, and they all taste different. You can say it that way. I mean, you have so much going on. Even
choose
from
your flavor, baby.
exactly like you might have a basement and then a two-story. Let's say you have a two-story house, with a finished basement in it. You might be running something in the basement. You might not know it, but it's affecting your attic space above your second story. And most homeowners don't know that. So like when you go into homes and you see that like the whole heat lamps and like the animals and stuff, and they don't recognize that it's causing issues above their head that's causing like potential death. I mean, mold is not good for anybody to breathe in, and when it's in your attic and it's an older home and like your furnace isn't up to date and like you're just breathing things in that are getting sucked in and out of your attic, it's just there's just a lot of unknowns, I guess, for most homeowners. I would suggest right now if you're a homeowner, and you have not been in your attic one time since you've bought in your house, peek your head up there. Take a light,
Yeah.
just peek it up there. Look at your decking above your head. As soon as you pop that
So
hole up, look straight up.
your decking would be what's underneath your shingles. So what's underneath your shingles would be your decking, which we call OSB. Look at that. And then not only that, a lot of the HVAC companies back in the day, my dad did HVAC for 20 years. They used to take the bath fans and stuff like that, and they would throw them just on a rafter or anything like that, and they would be bent like this, and you get moisture all along your ceiling, and that's where your stuff comes from. And
Yep.
that's one of the biggest things that me and Nash used to get calls from. I mean, we'd get a lead and it'd be like, "You guys did my roof a year or two ago," and then we'd show up and that's what it is. Their bath fan's not hooked up, or I mean, even a microwave, it's not venting correctly. So now you've got a bunch of moisture all over, and it looks like your roof's leaking, and it's actually not.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say, it might be nice after you take a nice hot shower that your mirror's cleaned off, but it doesn't mean it's venting the right way. Keep that in mind. Normal routine house checks is always helpful. I
yeah,
mean, if you have the money to clean your vents out every year, clean your vents out. If you have money to um, do a home inspection, I mean, residential home inspections are a couple $100. Doing that before you even buy a home. Make sure you're choosing a good home inspector.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that's Iowa code that you have to have an inspector unless you're
Not all,
selling it as
yeah, saying all the time because I know when I bought my second house in Norwalk, the seller was selling as is, so it was kind of an up to choice. If we wanted to pay for it, we could do it. If we didn't, we didn't have to. But I mean, I was in the field that I was in, so I knew a lot about roofing. I knew a lot about siding, all that stuff. And I've already owned one house when I was 19, so I had an idea. So I did a full inspection myself, and it was a good home. We just grew out of it. But yeah, continuing on. Uh, One more thing, kind of to wrap up the blue collar roofing stuff. We can get to something else.
this is just kind of the intro to me and Nash here
Yeah,
is
getting to
what
know
this
us.
is. That exterior love.
It's kind of a fun one, kind of a little debate deal here. Uh, Tools you swear by versus tools that are just overrated. So we'll kind of slim that one down a little bit. Let's say what are the top, okay, your bags for say. We'll just do what tools do you need in your bags whenever you put them on? I mean,
The number one tool, I would say needle nose pliers.
needle nose pliers.
Needle nose pliers because them things come in handy in any situation. If I'm sitting there messing with something and maybe a trim nail gets bent or anything like that, you've got the multi of that needle nose pliers that I can snip that off and put a nail above it and nail it in and it hides it.
Yep.
And it hides it. It's gone. You don't even know it's there.
I'd say for me, just because it's something that I've noticed a lot lately myself in my own bags, is a damn tape measure, dude. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I have two tape measures I keep in my truck, one in my bags, one in my truck. It
Man,
it seems like every time I use one, I put it somewhere where it doesn't belong, so I'm always checking for a tape measure. So the first thing I check on my bags is to make sure I have my tape.
my question,
Yeah,
25 or 35?
I always carry a 25. I think a 35 to carry in my bags is too big.
Why?
I don't have a tape measure clip on my bags, so I can't. Not only that, but my bags are
Our bags literally have a spot for you to
they
put them
do.
in. At a 35, a 35 gets you a long ways.
It does get you a long way, but
How'd I measure out doing the fascia on that job that we just recently did at Anthony's house?
with your
That
eyes,
with my eyes. I mean,
yeah,
I can do
we
that. I
we
can do that from
we
the
can't. Yeah,
gutters. I can look.
we can both do that. It's easy. But no, my bags. When I bought my bags, I didn't like the way they were on the belt, so I flipped them, vice versa. because I'm right-handed, so everything that I needed was on my right hand. My snips, my
Yeah,
square,
the
everything.
the
But that puts
easy
my
access
yeah, but that puts my tape measure holder
on the
on my
left.
back side. And so both my bags are backwards. So I don't want to reach behind me to get my tape measure. I just throw it in a pocket on my left. And I just
No.
but
Well,
yeah.
that's also your fault because you got electrician bags and not
Whoa. I
framer
got
bags.
mine are framer bags. Mine are CLC framer bags. They are labeled framer bags. This is a 7 pouch bag. I don't want to hear from you, Mister, buying a brand new set of Occidentals and then you buy a fucking 5 pouch versus a 7 pouch after you bought it. Other than that, I mean, now you kind of know that what we do, how we kind of stand on some things, a little bit of stories there. But when we're not working, dads both got kids, and we won't talk too much about the kids. I mean, I got 4 year old and a 2 year old, both boys, and I mean, there's just they're young. I mean, there's nothing much to it. I know Kyle's got kids of his own. Don't got to talk much about them. But when we're not doing our manly duties of doing a 9 to 5 work, we're not doing. Kids are off to bed. We get time to ourselves. Me and Kyle play video games. We got a group of dudes to play games with every night usually. On the weekends, we like to have a lot more fun. You stay a little later to enjoy our time off.
Right now.
Kind of like right now. That's kind of where late nights started. We and Kyle have always talked about doing podcasting and just shooting shit. Usually we're the last two on, and we're always talking about random stuff. And I always bring up this is just this is podcast stuff. It's just
It's
random.
mainly it's mainly business, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's mainly business that
yeah
we talk about, but that's because I'm business minded and I'm trying to help you out. And
yeah. It's a
I
lot
mean,
of back and forth brainstorming on business ideas and uh you know just life in itself, pretty much. But as far as gaming goes, I mean, there's a couple things on here we can talk about. I know recently me and Kyle have been playing a lot of co-op games. I mean, we played Reanimal lately. We played It Takes Two. We might jump into some A Way Out. Uh,
Reanimal is a different beast.
yeah,
That game is so that I'm gonna say this from the start. I don't know who this is actually gonna reach or anything like that. Maybe the first topic fucking threw people off and
yeah,
everything like that.
literally.
They're like, ah, it's a roofer. A roofer's fucking no, no. Reanimal is a different beast. That game is fucking awesome, and I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, you might get pissed off about the puzzles and stuff like that, but you need to get some friends because that game played with friends is fucking sweet.
I will say this too. Um, I've been watching that game for a little bit. It's always been on my wish list on Steam, and I
I
kind of
brought that
just
one up.
yep. And me and Kyle are just kind of talking about. It. I'm like, I've been eyeballing that game for a while, and he's like, well, there's a friend pass. So I went out. I went ahead and bought it, and Kyle downloaded the friend pass. And me and him. I mean, we played every night. I think for maybe a week.
4 nights.
Yeah, let's say 4 nights, 5 nights, and it was a quick campaign enough where you can play an hour and a half at each night, be it in 4 days roughly. But going into that game, we'll just jump right into it. I have notes on that game because me and him both said we wanted to talk about that game. And
Hmm.
for me, I'm a super like heavy first person shooter, and I'm a super heavy like racing gamer. Like I like two things. I like shooting guns in real life. I like driving in real life. And if I can play games where I'm shooting in games and driving in games, I'm gonna do it. That's what I enjoy. But I'm trying to step out of that boundary of finding new games and stuff like that. Just because I mean everybody knows shooting games are saturated. It's a saturated topic. Everybody comes out with a
All the
shooting
same.
game.
It's all the same topic every single time.
Yeah,
It's always grouped into the same thing every single time. It's condensed into its own thing, and it's right there, and it's in your face. And no,
it's
that's why I've been telling you and showing you and Josh these games like Reanimal is like, let's step out of this and let's look at this and see. Let's like It Takes Two. How long, dude? It almost been a year since I told you about It Takes Two.
Yeah,
You
it's
told me to play. You told me to play that with my wife.
yeah, yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. We'll get into that game here in a minute because that game is just something else. But as of Reanimal, the first thing I wrote down, we played for. I have it written down here. It took us 5.5, almost a little over 5.5 hours to complete, and there's still more things we can go back in and do. There's a bunch of maths
Yeah,
and other
we
stuff.
missed a bunch of shit.
Yeah, you can go back and do. I think the total time of completion for like finding everything, they say rough estimate is like 7 hours, 7, 8 hours. But from if you were just going from A to B the entire time, you can beat it in 5 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
But the first thing I wrote down was what the fuck. That's my first thought on that game was what in the fuck am I playing?
Fuck, from the first point of hopping into the boat and trying to figure that out.
Yeah, yeah, it's like what's going on? Like it was just I think the game was done. I've never played any games by this developer. I've never played really much of a side scroller, you can call it.
It's not even really a side scroller. It's
It's
kind of one
not.
where it goes. It's kind of like so Reanimal's kind of like It Takes Two, where it switches in between.
Yeah.
Literally goes like this, and it's side scroller over top, and then
Weird
straight
angles.
forward.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's
weird
weird
angles.
shit. It's just not a
Just
game
like
I'm used to.
Yeah, just like the other day when me and you were talking, I was like, me and my wife would sit there and argue at the It Takes Two thing. We were trying to fucking balance on the
Yeah.
goddamn
Balance
deal.
on
And
the
it's like, no,
unicycle and balance. Yeah.
no.
I think myself, for my first time playing a game like that, I think the graphics were amazing. I think the story was amazing. Not only that, but they're bringing out DLCs in the future that kind of put different islands kind of on the map where you can go explore and continue on the story. I don't know how they're going to, I'm not going to spoil anything because it's kind of a fresher game, but I don't know how they're going to, if it's going to be like a new story and you kind of play the DLC, which would make sense. But the ending of it kind of made it where it's like, hey, well, this story is done.
I think it'd be a refresh version,
Yeah,
to be honest
I
with
think
you.
you're either gonna kind of bring more of a prologue into it, or it's gonna be not a prologue. Is it a prologue? Pre-sequel? Something like that. Pretty much, it's gonna show the story ahead of time. Maybe
So look up on your phone right now. Look up the movie Nine.
9.
Yep, Nine. That's what I get from this game. I think they got a lot of inspiration from that. And then we talked a little bit about the anime stuff.
Right?
Um, the movie Nine, once you see it or even watch the trailer on your phone, you're going to be like, holy cow.
Yeah, 100%. He's talking about this movie in case somebody doesn't know what we're talking about. That right there
Yep.
definitely gives those vibes off for sure.
Watch the trailer real quick. I got to go downstairs. I'm going to grab me a beverage. Watch the trailer to that.
Hmm.
And I guarantee you, once you watch the trailer to that, you're gonna be like, okay, I see where he's pulling that from. That's what I was getting at the night that I told you that they're drawing stuff from the anime side of things, like Spirited Away and all the other things, and then
Right.
that movie right there.
I'm gonna have to watch that movie.
You've never seen that?
I probably seen it years ago when it came out, but I don't think I've ever like it's never been like in my
So
process
when
it.
I say I watch anime and stuff like that, like I'm not talking like weirdo anime stuff, and
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Like
I'm
Attack on
not
Titan
saying
isn't weird, bro.
I'm not saying anybody that watches anime is weirdo or anything like that.
Josh.
I didn't say it. No, I'm just saying like I watch more of the. I guess I don't know how to categorize it.
It's a kind of a game of its own. I think a lot of the Little Nightmare games that led up to it. I personally think the
I'm gonna send you a link to two of the ones that even my kids are down on. Um, well, there's three. Your kids would love the third one. So actually, since you've got your computer right there,
I'm using it.
Spirited Away is the first one.
Spirited Away.
Yep, you would like that one.
Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Spirited Away is the first one, and that's the one where the parents turned into pigs.
I've seen clips of this.
The parents turned into pigs, and then that's what I was talking about in the scene of the game that we were playing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Where the pig turns around and says, "Leave here."
yeah. Leave
That's where I
immediately.
was like,
That was
"Yeah,
crazy.
okay." And then I think it's my friend Totoro.
Yeah.
Totoro.
Totoro. It's like a what is that? Large cat thing.
That's a very good movie, and the one that your kids would really love is Ponyo.
Ponyo. P O.
Let me look.
A kid in water.
Yes,
Yeah. Well, backtracking to
the what I was getting at out of that, I was showing you some movies that you'll definitely enjoy. So that's the type of animes that I get down on. So I'm not watching like Naruto or like not hating on anything
did
like
you ever
that.
watch Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No,
What, dude? That's totally worth the watch. Your kids would love that too. That show was sick.
I
I
just
watched
never
that
got
growing
down.
up. I watched that growing up, and and I rewatched it as a grown ass man.
I have no hate towards people that watch anime. My thing is I was showing you exactly like the type of genre that's like grown up, and there's some other stuff that I can send you to that you would be down on as well, like Howl's Moving Castle.
Right?
If you look up Howl's Moving Castle on your computer right now, you would definitely watch that motherfucker. It's fucking sweet. I've even seen there's a candle wax burner of Calcifer, which is the flame as a wax burner. I wanted it so bad. That thing's fucking sweet. But that's the type of
This is
stuff
giving
that
me
I watch.
like the art of this, like the Howl's Moving Castle. The art of this is giving me like Airbender. Like,
You you would love that. So that movie, I mean, you've got the description in front of you. You can go
yeah,
ahead and read it.
tells the story of Sophie and a younger Millie milliner who is turned into an elderly woman by a witch who enters her shop and curses her. She encounters a wizard named Sophia, a young hat maker cursed into an old woman by the witch of the waste, seeks refuge in the walking castle of the notorious wizard Howl. She strikes a deal with the fire demon Calcifer to break the respective contracts, becoming the castle's cleaner, cleaning up Hal's life while managing a chaotic household during a magical war. Sounds pretty sick.
Yeah, so she's young, and then she kind of bumps into a boy, and then once she's in the castle, it turns her into an old lady until she breaks the spell. So the entire time, she's making a connection with Hal,
Right.
and everything else, she's watching the war, and she's still old and taking care of all the duties and Hal and everything like that. And then she has to essentially break the spell on that and end the war.
Huh.
Pretty
Well,
fucking sick. That's the kind of games that we've been playing, though.
right. Good
Stuff like
storytelling.
that.
Good
Yes.
storytelling.
Yes.
I guess a couple questions about Reanimal before we move on. Just two questions. Who, in your eyes, would you say was the hardest boss in that mission or in that
I'd say the first one.
the lengthy dude? It's the sniffer.
Yeah. Yep.
I
Because
can't
we dealt with him.
disagree. He
We
was
dealt
long.
with him. Yeah, we dealt with him like 2 or 3 times. And I can't tell you how many times he turned that fucking table over on us
Yeah.
and fucking wrecked our shit. We could not get away from that guy. That would be my top right there is that
Oh,
guy. We could not get away from him.
yeah. I would agree with that. I forgot about the table flipping dude. That shit was pissing me off more than anything.
Well, yeah, because he'd be on the ground and he could 360 his neck and fucking see under the table and
Yeah.
shit. Like, nah, bro.
You're cheating the game.
There's no way.
I would agree with you on that one. The next thing we'll say without I don't want to like I said I don't want to spoil nothing. What mission in your eyes took the longest for us to complete? Or I guess what chapter of the game felt like it took the longest?
The sewer.
Sewer. Is that the one that's
Yeah.
sniffer?
No, the sewer was after the guy that flipped the table over when we were in the sewer and we actually regained with the other kid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we like there's so many different avenues and ways to go in that you kind of got lost, and we spent so much fucking time. It would be either that or the underwater thing. The underwater thing was fucking stupid.
I was gonna say the underwater. I think not only was it did it feel like it took the longest.
Not stupid, but
I don't think it. I feel like it kind of felt like it got dragged in the ocean.
yes.
Like that one kind of got
Yes.
felt like it kind of got dragged. Not only that, but it was also like it was one of those missions that you play that you feel like it wasn't necessary.
Well, you could also group in the fucking ocean thing when you're driving around the boat because you could easily get lost in the ocean and
Right.
not go the right direction.
There was no. The only pointers I'll say this because if you start the game for like as soon as you get in, there are red buoys, just like any other ocean. There's red buoys with flashing red lights. That's your only markers. If you lose the red buoys in the fog, you'll spend the next 10 minutes trying to find them because that's literally the way you have to go. So pointer, if you haven't played the game yet, and right when you go into it, the only thing I'm going to say is follow the red dots because I got confused multiple times.
Well, hold on. We lost out on stuff because there's extra things that you can get, but
Right.
you're still gonna get fucking lost.
Yeah. Make sure you do your due diligence of searching for the unknown. I'll say that. I mean, don't
That's
take an extra minute to actually look around in the areas that you're in because there are things that are super small that you will miss. Like the smallest things that you'll miss.
Nash likes running through things, and then I'm the one that was consistently saying, "Hey, let's turn around and look over here, and let's do
Yeah.
this, let's do that." And it's like, nah, we 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 got, I would say, an admirably about achievements,
Yeah. I think it went after we found out
but
that there was more to find halfway through the game. We kind of slowed down more halfway through to kind of do more looking than
that kind of
uh
fucked us though when we were doing that. Like the sniper thing,
yeah,
that sniper thing fucked us
that's here's the other thing
because
too is what
I think that would be the one that pissed me off the most is the sniper thing
yeah,
because we would try to move. and even if you like ran forward through something and ran back, he's on your ass.
Yeah, he was a good shot. Can't blame the guy. He's played. He's been playing. He's from BO2 levels, dude. He's just a good shot, trick shotting off things. I guess the last thing with that is Reanimal. Final statement. Like I said earlier, I think it's a 10 out of 10 game. I think anybody that has a partner to play it with, a friend, girlfriend, spouse, whatever, play the game. It's worth
Oh
the
yeah.
money. It's a great game to
Don't
play.
don't play it by yourself.
Yeah.
Do not play that game by yourself.
And the last thing I'll end on it is my favorite mission out of all of them. Once again, not spoiling anything, but once you get to the school, you'll enjoy it. Once you get in the school and you're dealing with other students, you'll enjoy it. It really does change the pace up of everything. Other than that, I mean, we're currently in the middle of playing It Takes Two.
We
I don't want to last too much on it because we haven't played it all the way through yet. But I will say that game's been out for a couple years now, I believe. And I'll say the book, the love book that's helping you out, has too much dialogue. Too much dialogue. I know they're trying to be funny because there are some heated moments between the two characters. They're trying to throw a little bit more.
2021.
2021, so it's been out for a while.
It's got a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
I'm not saying it doesn't. I think the game is a fun game to play, but I think there's just a lot of cutscenes, a lot of dialogue that's not really necessary. Like Kyle says, I'm trying to learn to like venture out on what I play, and I'm used to just running and gunning, just going through games fast. And with those games where it's like campaign driven, story driven, I need to get more into that side of things versus just pushing through it. But I will say the most biggest thing about that, the one thing I'll take away from It Takes Two, probably till the very end, is the damn book just needs to learn how to zip it. Put yourself back on the shelf and just let us play the
Books.
game.
That book's ridiculous. That book is ridiculous because in the times of like mattered story points, it
Yeah,
just kind of pops out of nowhere.
it kind of just pisses you off because like you're like, here's this. I'll say this: you'll be in the mode, like you'll be just running, like things are connecting with your buddy or your partner, or whatever, and then out of nowhere, scene, book, and you're like, all right. And not only is it a cut scene, it's a book. It's like a 3 to 5 minute dialogue of you just watching a YouTube video. Feels like, yeah, you could skip it, but if you want to know the story and how things are working, you don't
Yep.
skip it because there's a lot
Yep.
of parts in that where it's like, I think we're halfway through it right now, and now before there's a little bit of like a reason that obviously you get zapped into these dolls. You're trying to get into that house to get to your daughter again. That's one storyline. And then you go from that to, okay, well, my daughter needs to cry now, so I'm going to go rip up her damn toy. That's your other storyline. And now, damn, freaking Fluffy. And now, once you hit about that halfway point, you're finding 4 pages to a letter your daughter. The game's been out long enough, I can say it. I'm going to say this. If I spoil anything, I still think you should play it. I still think the game is a good, fun duo game. There's things that you have to work together on. There's things that one person can do, but the other person can't. But it still helps one another. But yeah, I mean, for us not finishing it yet, we're about halfway. I think it's so far, other than the dialogue situation, I think it's a great game. I mean, it looks cool. It's a fun game to play. Definitely going from Reanimal to this game, completely different story. But I mean, yeah,
Kind of the same basis though.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I think it's the same basis. I think the like I took notes on it too. The vacuum monster getting mad at you because you replace it with the Turbo X 2000. I mean, it's just there's just funny things about it, and then like
The Mortal Kombat shit.
yeah, the Mortal Kombat with the squirrels. I thought that was sick as well.
There's a Mortal Kombat scene where whoever is flying the plane and then there's another person on top, whoever is doing it. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure it can be either or, but Yes, there is legitimately a Mortal Kombat scene
Yep.
in the game on top of the
And
plane while
there's
the other
a
person's flying.
is it Goku that is like the flaming ball and throws it? Is that Goku?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
there's like you're literally the game's been out long enough. If you haven't played it yet, just go play it. It's there's a lot of small things that kind of hint to other games that are. It's a funny connect. That's what I'll say. It's a very fun connecting game which connects kind of all sorts of stuff.
I think we're about done with it.
Yeah, I
I'd like
mean,
to. I mean, you said you probably not doing anything after this. I would like to at least do maybe a chapter of it before we hop off. But yeah, I mean, the game is, I'll say it nicely, fucking sweet.
yeah,
And
it's a chiller game compared to like
it's
Reanimal. You're kind of sitting
definitely,
on edge.
you can agree with me. It's definitely something that you would play with your wife.
Oh, 100%.
You
Until,
would
like you
definitely
said, the pinball action. You're on a unicycle trying to balance a marble, and then it's like no one knows how to do what. It's just, yeah. There are some things that,
tell me you and your old lady wouldn't fucking argue with each other on that scenario right there. Like if
yeah,
you're trying to go
I
one
think,
way and she's going another way, tell me
I think
that
there are
you and
other
Emma
missions.
would not fucking fight.
I think there are other missions that me and her would argue about as well, though, not just the one, for sure.
Like the fucking airplane
Yeah, the
thing where you're
airplane
flying through. Oh
situation, dude.
my god.
It's there's a
There's
lot
a
going
lot of
on. I'll say
yeah,
that.
there's a lot of things that you have to be coordinated on, and if you're
Mm-hmm.
not coordinated together and talking to each other, because I'm guilty of this as well. I like to focus in and lock in and not talk when I'm playing games, and Nash knows this as well,
Mm-hmm.
especially with like Call of Duty and stuff like that. There becomes periods of times where I'm pissed off and I don't even talk.
Yep.
And it's like, where's Kyle? Did he fall asleep?
Solid logs, bud.
Sawing logs? Is he over here sawing logs? No, I'm still here. I'm just not talking.
Other than those games, we have a Discord. I suck gaming. It's just a group of buddies of ours that we play games with usually throughout the week and weekends. A couple of games that we've been playing lately that we found very interesting because, like I said, we're stepping out of our normal games that we usually play. But Kyle found Frag Punk. If anybody doesn't know what that is, take Valorant, Call of Duty, and make it one.
But you could even throw an Apex in
You
there.
can throw Apex in there too if you want. It's really just a point and click shooter. Some matches you get,
CS:GO.
yes, some matches you get power ups, kind of like Valorant. Other matches you don't. Um, there's no weapon upgrades. I mean, there's skin upgrades for a shooter. You don't really feel like there's the competition comes down to skill versus uh, who has the best weapon. I would say. I mean, it really just comes down to time played in the game and skill, which we like that type of stuff. Other than that, we've been playing our
Which
PC guys.
everybody in the friend actually everybody in the friend group except for Josh has really acclaimed to
And
Fragpunk
yeah,
and
enjoying it.
loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody loves it. It's one of those games that pretty much everybody. Well, Josh is only on the weekends
you're
really,
right.
unless he's off early. And I think I think honestly Josh would still even like to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
He just want to make sure that everybody's on there. It's
Right.
not a game that he's going to go out of his way and play by himself.
No, which I don't blame him because it's you can get teams of five in it, which I kind of find odd. It'd be cooler to have a team of six, but team of five, and we usually run five guys a night usually on our Discord anyway, and kind of works out that way. Because one guy might get off early, then you're down to four. And then if we were down to four people, then that leads into our next game that Kyle found that we've been recently playing, Outlast Trials, which at first I thought was a garbage ass game.
Kyle's been finding crazy games
Yeah.
lately. I'm on a heat seeker.
If no one's ever played an Outlast game, they're gruesome. It's really kind of a horror game and
I think
psychological stuff. It's if you haven't heard of Outlast, you haven't been gaming, which Outlast has been out for years.
think if anybody So everybody knows Outlast. Everybody knows Outlast
If you
because
haven't played it, then no. Yeah,
YouTube had that thing blasted everywhere. I mean, Dashy had it and all
yeah.
these other people, they were
PewDiePie
all
played
doing
it.
it.
Like they all did.
Yeah, yeah, they Outlast has been around for a while. Outlast Trials is one of those games where it brings friends together and now you can do Outlast with everybody.
Yeah, the Trials is a. I've never played an Outlast game till this one, and I will say the Trials themselves.
Are you going to play the original Outlast now?
I don't know, dude. If I it maybe.
I know you don't like the scary shit. Are
Well,
you going to play
I don't like
Outlast?
single player games, dude. Like, I just like chilling with the dudes. I don't know.
Nah, come on. You got to try Outlast on your
Maybe
own
we'll see.
and record it. You have
We'll
to
see.
try Outlast on your own
I've
and
seen too
record it.
much gameplay, dude. It scares. There's a lot more jump scares, I think, in the
Oh
original Outlast than
man.
there is in this one.
Yeah, because you're looking through a fucking camera
It's
and
like
you have to
Blair.
pick up batteries and
It's like
everything like
you're
that.
doing this the entire time. It's like what is going? Yeah, I don't know about all that, but we've been playing that, and then 4 out of the 6 guys we play with are on PC. So
We're trying to get into marathons.
yeah, we're trying to get in the marathon. That game just dropped. We played the demo. We enjoyed it. Most of us. We got the game,
2 out of 3.
and let me just tell you, the demo was like, I was up here with it. Let's do it. Let's go. We downloaded the game, the full game release. We downloaded it. Every time we drop in, we loot for 20 minutes. We get our shit rocked. I don't know, just because I don't play that type of game anymore, like I mentioned earlier, but I feel like I'm just getting garbage at competitive games.
For context, heavily played Call of Duty and stuff like that for the longest
Heavily.
time.
All we played.
Not just me, I'm saying. So for context, met me through the roofing industry, and then I primarily played like 2K and Madden stuff like that, and I've been to Madden tournaments and I got with these guys. I played Call of Duty and stuff like that, and I started getting into that world with these guys because it's fun to play games with a group of guys
When you
instead of
actually have a
playing,
good group of dudes.
yeah, with a group of guys. I'm not the best gamer in the world. Nash will agree with that. I'm
Hell
not
yeah.
the greatest fucking gamer in the world, but I still try everything,
Yep.
which he can agree with too. I will, if you've got a game idea, fuck it, I'll try it.
I'd say,
Fuck it.
I'd say, I mean, much as I love the entire group of guys to have PCs, not really the case. So, like, when we're not gaming with the guys on console with the cross platform, we play like silly games. We play like Peak, we play random gas station simulators, just pretty much just
Are
funny
RV
shit.
RV there yet?
Yeah, are we there yet? Like repo, like all that stuff. Another one that we found was Dark Hours. I mean, it's literally you're robbing a place that's haunted, and it's a lot more fun when you got dudes to play with. And we've yet to complete one damn mission because every time we get into it, we screw up, we end up dying. But it's just
Me and
another.
Nash thought that it was literally going to be better with one other person. I
Yeah,
feel like it was almost worse.
it was. I thought it was worse too. I thought adding a body was even worse. I think more shit happened. But other than that, like roadside research, if y'all ever heard of it, aliens
Roadside
hiding
research
and
is fucking cool.
yeah,
I like that game.
you're an alien pretty much running a gas station and trying to find out information to go back to your planet. We play all sorts of games. I mean, we're always down for new stuff. If you guys have anything that you guys suggest for us to try out, test out, maybe even stream on Twitch. We both stream on Twitch every once in a while when we're bored.
I still play Madden. I have it downloaded. So
This dude,
if anybody in here wants to send a challenge over, I'm down for it.
this dude, he's
I'll
washed
Twitch
up.
stream it.
This dude's
I'll
washed
Twitch
up.
washed up. I'll
He's
Twitch
washed
stream it.
up. I guess games that we're looking forward to. I don't know if you have any games that are coming out you're looking forward to. I know the biggest one that I've been itching for, which comes out May 16th of this year. Uh, Forza Horizon 6.
Yes. Yes. And
There's
you still need to watch that podcast that I sent you.
yeah, I haven't watched it yet. But long story short, Forza is my game. I have so many out. I have over hundreds of hours in Horizon 5, and Horizon 6 is going to take things back to its roots, and I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I mean,
Me, Nash, and another guy
yeah,
has wheel and pedal, and we're pretty serious about the Forza thing. That's one of the things that we
we
really,
were,
really, really get down on. I
yeah,
wish we could get Angel in here because Angel would be a very good one.
can't really see it, but my wheel set is right there.
Angel would be a nice one to get in here
Yeah,
for like the Forza thing once that comes out because I'm pretty sure he has a setup too.
be cool for sure.
It would be.
Other than that, I mean, gaming updates. I mean, we played Ready or Not's new DLC that came out. It was okay. Ready or Not still pain in the ass. Every time I hop on that game, I get pissed off because it's just difficult. Gray Zone Warfare, if you guys haven't heard of it, it's another looter shooter type game.
We need to re-download that
We
and
need to get back into it. The new update that came out, my brother in law that plays with us, he's been mentioning Josh. He is a part of the supporter group with it. It's the payable version of the game, pretty
like
much.
isn't he part of the admin team at that point
I
or
don't,
no?
I'm not. I don't think the admin team, but he pretty much gets full. He gets early access to all the updates, pretty much. He joined into it. He said they changed a bunch of stuff. So I'm looking forward to the Gray Zone Warfare. If you guys haven't tried it out, if you're into looter shooters, military type stuff, mission based, I suggest that game. And then another one in the same line as that, Incursion Sandstorm. But no, not that game. That game fucking sucks. Incursion Red River. My bad. Um, Another looter shooter type game, just kind of just like Gray Zone, a little less stuff to worry about in it versus Gray Zone. But yeah, I mean those all games all have new updates and they're worth checking into. Other than that, gaming, I mean, that's what we do. I mean, we're workers, we're dads, we're gamers, we're kind of a mix. This podcast is just for us to bullshit, talk to you guys, talk to us ourselves, and kind of just
We're gonna
bullshit.
try yeah, we're gonna try very heavily to get this on like Spotify and all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can listen to it anywhere you go. I know a lot of people are big with the AirPods and stuff like that. So, I mean, if you want to just talk gaming and stuff like that, we're here. You want to drop, can you drop a link or even tags to be able to message us?
I might be able to once I figure it all out. We're new to the digital podcast world. We're no sponsorship, but we're on Riverside Studios right now doing this, so we're kind of learning everything as we go. We did have funny story. We have a YouTube channel called The Cab Syndicate.
Careful what you say.
We posted six, 5 or 6 videos on it of us gaming with my brother-in-law, and we tried doing a podcast with it. Didn't work out, and I had a whole setup in my current office for said podcast. But it was kind of really hard making scheduling work to get people here and so like that. So right now we're doing this like this. Eventually, we might have another podcast set up that we can kind of venture into. But as of right now, we're kind of just testing the waters with Riverside Studios. Um,
We're thinking of a kind of a brunch thing where I have Blackstone. Maybe I make a giant pot of coffee and then whip up some breakfast
yep.
for the gamer boys and
I'd like to pluck some like a couple guys out of our gaming group. The more voices, the more opinions, the better the conversation. So,
set up a camera in between all of us and lawn chairs and
yep.
eat breakfast or brunch or whatever it is and bullshit.
Hang out in the garage and just bullshit for a morning or something. We have plans for what we want to do, or we have ideas, I guess you can say. But yeah, I mean, if there's anything that you guys want to see, you guys want to hear us talk about, whether it's about the trade industry, gaming, dad questions, anything else
Plug
you want to talk about.
plug your company, buddy.
Yeah, if you guys are local in Iowa, I do, like I said, roofing, exterior work, all this with that. If you guys want to drop a follow, check my page out on Facebook, BFE Exteriors and Insulation. I do a lot of handyman work, roof patching, siding replacements like that. I can also get you guys in good contacts with get you guys full replacements as well. So that's what I do. Oh, here's a good question to end this on. Speaking of me doing that, little quick debate before we end the podcast: 9 to 5 versus self-employment. 9 to 5 versus self-employment. I will say this: the hardest thing,
You already know where I'm at on that
yeah,
because I'm in between both of them.
me and Kyle are the hardest spots because me and him both easily can run our own businesses. But you got to have money first to run a business. That's why,
I literally had somebody call me today about helping them start a business.
yeah,
I mean,
and it's one of those things where it's you got to have money to run a business. You also have to make sure you're not scared to take a leap at all. But I will say this: my debate about it, 9 to 5. If you can find a great 9 to 5 to work, you're enjoying it every single day, and you are consistent and you're happy, stick with it. It kind of goes back to college and like, is college good or not? I'm not going to go down that road. I will say, if you go to college with something to do, something that you're happy and 100% certain that you want to do for the rest of your life, go do it. I didn't do it. I went to college for maybe 2 3 months. Didn't last very long. I went straight into the trades, and I've been through heavy equipment, machinery, pipe laying, to insulation work, to roofing and siding, to remodels. I've done everything that I could do in the last 10 years of working. I've done it. And I think it's I think it's helped me out a lot, hands-on training versus textbook. That's why I did it that way. But as far as 9 to 5 versus self-employment, I'm doing both. And I think with 9 to 5, it's finding a good company to work for, which I think I have found a great company to work for. Just getting hours is an issue sometimes. And then self employment, when I do get to work, I enjoy every minute of it. I love working for myself. But the hardest thing that I've noticed being self employed is marketing. If you can market yourself and it's not costing you a bunch of money to market yourself, great, do it. But I think marketing and getting your name out there is the hardest thing to do starting out. But once it is out there and you keep pushing, in the long run, I mean, I'm 26 right now. So in the long run, we'll say here in 10 years, by the time I'm 36, I'm hoping I have enough connections and word out there that I can be at that point where I'm doing it myself by that point. So I would say 9 to 5 versus self employment. If you can find a job 9 to 5 and you enjoy it, do it. If you feel like you are an entrepreneur type person and you want to get into things by yourself, get it out. Make sure your pencil's sharpened. That's the best advice my dad ever gave me. So,
man, you really got me pegged with this one, huh?
yeah.
You want that fucking advice that you really were trying to drag from that kid the other day. That's what you were trying to do.
Hey, I
You
gave my opinion on it. I give my
look
opinion on it.
look
Whatever
your
your opinion
face is
is.
red. Your face is red.
I
I
have
see it.
rosacea.
Uh-huh. Okay. I wanted to play football. That was my thing. I was good at it. I could do it. I could really honestly do anything you tell me to. Here's my thing. I got accepted into a mechanic school and all kinds of other shit. And I just decided no. And I went to the pipeline straight out of high school. I said, fuck it all. And I went to the pipeline. I was working 100 hours a week. And the only day I had off was Sunday. And that's how my work ethic has started. I grew up with a dad that was in the HVAC industry, and I seen him work a 9 to 5 job. Well, not really a 9 to 5 job, but he would take me on jobs. So I grew up with that, and that's what I seen. And instead of college and all the other stuff, I said fuck it, and I chased money. And my first job was the pipeline, and I was making $5,000 plus a week. You do the math. I'm not going to college. I mean, I'm not going
Yeah,
to college. I'm making $5,000 a week. My dad's been working at that point, and this is still kind of a flex, and maybe it's kind of a dickhead flex or anything like that. But my dad's been working for 20 some years, and the first big boy paycheck that I bring home is a $5,000 paycheck.
out of high school.
I, out of high school. My dad has that still sitting somewhere. He's been working for so many years, and the first big paycheck that I bring home is 5 grand. That's my first job. That's where the trades are at. I think America in general and everywhere has lost their way. Nobody, like, yes, I know tech's a big thing, and that's awesome that people can deal with tech and stuff like that. And I even ask Nash about tech. I'm more of a hands-on guy than I am like a tech person or anything like that. And we've got another guy that I ask stuff about too. But when it comes to anything hands-on, I can usually figure it out. Don't call me for a deck. I'll
Don't call
fuck
him
your
for
deck
work
up.
on the car either. He calls me to
I'll
work on
fuck
cars.
I'll fuck your deck up and I'll fuck your car up.
Yeah,
No, I can do general maintenance on cars. I know how to fucking do shit on cars. But yeah, that's where I'm at with my stuff. Like I guess that would be the 9 to 5, right, Nash?
yeah. I mean, yeah. What's the self employment thought? I mean, do you? Okay, rephrase the question. I don't want to really put them versus each other, 9 to 5 versus self employment, because people are happy working 9 to 5, and some people are happy where they work for themselves. And I guess, I mean, me and you both know, me and Kyle both know that working for ourselves is our dream. I mean, that's being self employed is
Nash knows if I had the fucking income, I would have something like a Heartland Roofing and Siding or a Leaf Guard or
right. He'd have what he desires, and I mean, yeah, I mean, self employment. They both have the pros and cons. I mean, pros for 9 to 5, you get to wake up, go to work, do your job, go home. There's no back end. Versus like self employment is you get up in the morning, you're taking calls, you're scheduling stuff, you're sending out bids, you're sending out invoices, you're going to work, you're coming home, and you're repeating that morning process on the top of taking care of your kids, putting food on the table, like all the extra stuff. They say I find it so funny because like I'm on TikTok, I doom scroll a lot of shit, but a lot of my algorithms all like self motivation and driven stuff, like for like starting a business. And one that I've been noticing a lot lately, I don't know if you want to call it a trend or not, but it's like it was like where it's like I would love to work for myself. Like these hours, like I can have flexible hours. And then it's like now it's like, oh, I love working up for myself. I enjoy working 120 hours a week. It's because when you work for yourself, time doesn't stop. There is no clock in, clock out. It is constant work. Whether you're working on, like I said, doing bids, sending invoices, paperwork, or the back end stuff of making sure that you are doing the marketing, you're posting, you're putting yourself out there, and still pushing your name to the people that haven't seen it yet. And unfortunately, not really unfortunately, because I mean we're doing social media right here, doing a podcast, but social media is a huge driven factor nowadays in marketing. And TikTok's a huge thing with marketing. Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels.
I'm sure there's enough shit that we could put in here real wise.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that it's weird, dude. Like growing up, it's like newspapers, TV commercials. That was your advertising. Radio, advertising. You got. I grew. I still live in the town that I grew up in, but I mean, I grew up in a town of 500 people surrounded by cornfields, and it's that's where I grew up. So like now that growing up then, early 2000s, a 99 baby, and you're growing up then in the 2000s, and you're seeing all this stuff around you that's like, oh, the car dealership approved by Joe.com. That's a radio commercial. Like all the things you see on the TV commercials, like that was your ad revenue that you made. But then like YouTube comes out, huge shock. Facebook comes out, huge shock. Then you have all the new ones like TikTok and everything else. It's like just reels on reels and reels, short term content that is just throwing things down people's faces, and they're not taking all of it in. But if you can just show a split second of your face and what you do and who you are, you might get a follower, and that just climbs. So like,
Well, unequivocally, I showed you my fucking YouTube channel, and
yeah,
I mean, I did that.
I
It
mean,
is there.
it's just like it's crazy to me that right now
I should have kept going with it, honestly. I started
should
at the
have, dude.
peak. I started at like the peak of all the media shit. If
Yeah,
I would have kept going with that, dude, could you imagine?
you could be like all the Mr. Beasts in the world right now. Logan
No,
Paul,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about all that,
but
but
yeah,
I definitely I like even for when I started it, I think it was like 2014,
yeah,
2013 is when I started it. If I would have kept up with everything, could you imagine where I'd be right now if I would have just kept climbing that ladder and just fucking
it's like I as much
I
as
mean, they
like
were pulling it up. They were pulling it up in my high school classroom.
yeah, yeah, and that's like it's crazy to me that I mean, okay, here's another thing too.
How would you feel? How would you feel if you walked into a classroom and you seen your face on the big screen in the
Awkward,
room?
awkward as hell, dude.
My God, dude. I was made to sit through and watch one of my videos. One of my teachers fucking put my video on the thing because all the students fucking requested one of my videos
Dude.
to start the class. I was like, no.
I will say this. We'll end it on this note. Like, no, we'll end it on this note. This is the new podcast, late nights. It might be shot at night. It might not be shot at night, but it's just pretty much late night talks. You know what I mean? Work
Try and find
life,
a
dad life, gaming life, random bullshit, questions, debates, whatever. We're down for it all. I mean, this is pretty much just us in a Discord chat that we're talking like we always do, with a little bit more structure, stuff to bounce off of. So
we're gonna try and figure out a way that we can put our at least Discord names down. And if you want to send us personal messages or anything like that, you can. And then I think if this kind of takes off, we'll do YouTube as well, and we'll go from there. I would like to take this towards Twitch
hundred percent.
if we can incorporate this app towards Twitch and co-stream and Twitch this at the same time. That'd be fucking sweet.
I think if
But
we wanted to jump into Twitch, we could always start doing live podcasts, and there's already an option on Twitch that's GoStream. If you guys are interested in seeing us do this live, where you guys can ask questions live, be a part of the podcast, that'd be dope. That'd be sweet. We could always just upload VODs of our podcasts on YouTube so you guys can watch them back later as well. So this
what do you
is,
think? Do this weekly?
I'm always down to do podcasts. As
I
bad as it
well,
sounds, I live on YouTube. I used to be super big Spotify guy, which I'm hoping we get this on Spotify.
that would be awesome.
I listen to
I
talk
already
all day long.
I already know how I think that we can get this on Spotify, but we're gonna figure this out, and we're gonna do it. I think weekly, no matter what's going on, and especially like update the updates on like our careers and stuff like that as well. We touched on it originally, and we're gonna keep going from where we're at,
100.
and you guys are along for the ride, and this is how we're rocking. I mean, so if anybody has any type of suggestions or anything that they want to hear talked about, whether it be sports, games, or anything like that, we can definitely answer it.
We'll give our best opinion about it. How's that?
Yeah.
Sports guy, bro. So I can't watch sports. But all right, y'all.
I'm the sports guy,
Yeah, he's the sports guy, and I'm just the guy. You're not that guy, pal.
not that guy.
All right. Thanks for staying up late. See ya.